The boy who felt nothing. The city of Narex was loud. Cars, people, laughter, arguments. Everything blended into a constant noise. But for one boy, the world was completely silent. Not because he couldn't hear, but because he couldn't feel. His name was Kale, and unlike everyone else, Kale didn't feel happiness, sadness, fear, or love. Just emptiness. As a child, Kale was normal. He laughed, cried, got angry, dreamed big. But one day, after losing everything he cared about in a single tragic accident, something inside him shut down. It wasn't a decision, it just happened, like a light switch turning off. From that day on, emotions disappeared, leaving behind a hollow version of the boy he once was. People thought he was strong. Look at him, they said. He never cries. They admired his calm face, his quiet nature, his ability to stay unaffected. But they didn't understand the truth. He wasn't strong. He was empty. There's a difference between controlling emotions and not having them at all. Years passed and Kyle grew into a man who lived like a shadow. He worked, ate, slept, repeated. No dreams, no fear, no excitement. Life felt like a routine he couldn't escape. Even when something good happened, he felt nothing. Even when something terrible happened, he felt nothing. It was like watching life through a screen without ever being part of it. One day something strange happened. Kale was walking home when he saw a girl sitting alone on the side of the road crying. People walked past her without stopping. Some glanced, some ignored, some pretended not to see. Kale should have done the same. That's what he always did. But for some reason, he stopped. Kale felt an unfamiliar tug at his heart as he knelt beside her, breaking the cycle of his monotonous existence. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a handkerchief, offering it to her as she looked up with tear-filled eyes. It was a simple act, yet in that moment something shifted within him. The weight of her sorrow resonated with the emptiness he had carried for so long, igniting a flicker of emotion he thought was lost forever. For the first time in years, Kyle realized he was not just a spectator in his own life. As she began to talk about her family, Kyle found himself captivated by her stories about her little brother's mischief and her parents' unwavering support. Each word brought her fears and joys to life, painting a vivid picture he had never before imagined. In that simple exchange, Kyle discovered the power of presence, as if his silence spoke volumes more than any words could. The moment stretched into an hour, and the weight of her sadness slowly lifted, replaced by a faint resolve. With every tale, Kyle felt the walls he'd built around himself begin to crack. Just as the sky turned darker, a commotion in the distance caught Kale's attention. The girls' parents were racing toward them, worry etched deeply on their faces. Kale felt a strange mix of emotions rise within him as he observed the frantic reunion. A scene that once would have left him indifferent now tugged at something buried inside. As the girl leapt into her mother's arms, tears of joy replacing her earlier sorrow, Kale realized he had become part of a moment far bigger than himself. She turned to him with a grateful smile, her voice breaking through the chaos, saying, "Thank you. You're kind." Those simple words echoed in his mind, leaving him pondering the unfamiliar warmth swelling within him. The following morning, Kyle found himself standing on a bridge, the early light reflecting off the water like 1,000 tiny stars, each one a reminder of the day before. Lost in thought, he replayed the girl's smile in his mind, feeling an uncharted sense of hope swell within his chest. As he watched kids playing in the park below, their laughter dancing through the air, he started to understand that moments like this could weave into the fabric of life, creating a thread of connection that hadn't existed for so long. It was just a whisper of something new, but it felt monumental, like stepping into a world he had long forgotten. Encouraged by the warmth of yesterday's moments, Kale ventured into a local coffee shop, his heart racing slightly as he approached the counter. The barista greeted him with a genuine smile, and in that instant, Kale felt a flicker of connection, something he hadn't anticipated but welcomed nonetheless. Sitting outside sipping his drink amidst the lively chatter of others, he began to embrace the sounds of life instead of retreating into silence. For the first time in years, the vibrant energy around him didn't feel daunting. It felt inviting, a gentle reminder that perhaps he was ready to be part of the world again, one small act at a time. As Kale strolled through a lively street market, the sights and sounds began to wrap around him like a warm embrace, each stall bursting with color and life. The enticing aromas of street food filled the air, awakening his senses in a way he hadn't felt for so long. Stopping at one vendor's stand, he found himself unexpectedly sharing a laugh over a quirky item, the elderly vendor's eyes twinkling with humor and wisdom. In that shared moment, Kale realized that connection didn't always require deep conversation. Sometimes a simple smile and laughter could spark a bond stronger than words. As the sun began to set, Kale found himself on a park bench, the sky ablaze with colors that matched the warmth blooming within him. Lost in thought, he smiled softly, reflecting on the day's unexpected joys and the connections he had started to forge. In his hand rested a delicate paper crane, a simple creation crafted earlier in the day that now represented more than just art. It symbolized his journey toward hope. With each passing moment, he felt more alive, understanding that even the smallest gestures could lead to